Welcome back, everybody, to the Talkin' Cock podcast. It's TNC with RNE, baby. It's called Talkin' Cock because it's just two guys dicking around. I'm here with Eli, my co-host. Unfortunately, no. How you
That
doing?
was rude.
How you doing?
That was rude.
Did that ruin your day?
Not good anymore. You know what? I was doing fantastic up until that point.
Is it stressing you out?
You ruined. Yeah, you ruined my day.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. Well, at least we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, no, we do. We do.
Tell me how I'm ruining your day.
Apparently.
I'm just like so smiley. I was like, tell me how I'm ruining your day.
Not yet. Not yet. You have to wait. Wait.
Okay. I have to get the right dialogue tree to get to the answer.
Yeah, no, it's gotta flow in, you know, but
it's like I say one thing and then it just says at the bottom of the screen, Eli will remember that.
Damn, you're drinking a double shot at 7?
You really gonna dox me like that?
I could. I'm.
You're gonna tell everyone my secrets?
That's wild. That's wild.
You know what?
I can't.
Eli's
no,
uncircumcised.
I can't do that.
There, your secrets are out too.
I'm appalled that you would think that is true. That's my big problem with that. Okay. Don't listen to him. He's not real.
Who are you talking to then if I'm not real, dude?
I was talking to the camera.
Okay, well, that's not a person. You're weird. You got nothing.
We're only 5 minutes in. Dude's already stressing me out. Now I get
that's the point of the episode.
Now I get the.
I came up with the topic for the episode. You know, so I.
So the whole goal is to, make me stressed, and
then you're gonna teach us how to manage stress in real time. Yeah, okay. 10.
It's gonna be a tough one.
Then why are we recording? If you don't even like me, I'll just go. I'll do my stress technique for another 3 hours. You know, I might even go to 4 because of you.
Will you?
Just because of you.
Will you?
That's why I have to whisper, because I have to save my voice for the mirror. Shows you who's really important. This guy.
The mirror.
Me.
The mirror is the important one.
What does the mirror look like?
That's
when
why
I
you save your energy.
It's me.
I mean, it looks like you, but it's not you.
It's my evil twin from another dimension. I like to scream at him and fucking taunt him. Be like, you can't get me, bitch! And he says the same thing to me. He's right. And that brings me elated relaxation.
Like, one of the biggest things about managing stress is, like, you can't spend your mental energy worrying about things that are out of your control. Like, you can't worry about hitting traffic on the way home from work.
Yeah.
You have zero control of what happens on the road.
Or like,
you can't.
I'm worried about the economy right now. It's like, oh, let me just fix that real quick.
Yeah. It's like that doesn't happen. You know, like, let's say you have a really shitty car, no way to fix it, but then you're still like oh god, it's like that. It does nothing but take so much like energy from you, puts it towards that, and there's nowhere to go with it. It stays in limbo.
Yeah.
And just is constantly fighting against you.
And I told you this, I've said this in episodes, the healthiest people in the world are those who can purely express themselves.
Exactly.
I think there's impure expression, and it helps a little bit, but expressing yourself is like a completely different language in whatever you use as your tool of expression.
Agreed. I mean, it's hard to, you don't, I feel like a lot of people don't, like, they don't get to a point in their life where they can express themselves fully or like truly.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people put on this facade or, fake persona to appease the minds of,
everyone else,
people that
societal
they're around,
expectations.
Right. And then they almost lose who they truly are through doing that.
Yeah, like they put on like a mask and they're just someone else, right? But then behind the scenes, like behind that mask, It's that meme where it's like this guy with a smiling mask, but then you see behind he's just crying.
Yep.
And it's
Exactly. You know, it's
I like
like,
laugh about it, but it's also like a very true thing. Like
no, it is. It's very
just a few days ago, I'm just like, the world is hopeless. I hate my life, But now I'm like, oh, goody, I'm here.
Were you talking about when we were playing Lethal?
Or just in general, like I do that, like there be days where I'm just like, fuck the world, and then I'm like, woohoo. You have a negative thought, you're like, okay, why am I thinking this? Is that the actual
Yeah.
thing I'm worried about, or am I feeling bad about something else? And then it's making me overreact in this situation. Every situation's different. And I think people that struggle with like mental illnesses and feel bad most of the time, their mind's trying to figure it out. And I relate to this because I do this all the time. I'm like, why do I feel bad? And I'm trying to get to the bottom of it and ask why. And then one little thing will go wrong, or I do one little thing wrong. And I'm like, there we go. That's why I feel bad. I'm terrible. I'm the worst. The world hates me. Blah blah blah.
So it's like one thing sets it off, right?
Yeah, it's like you have a bottle and it's completely full. So then if you turn on the faucet just a little bit, things will start to spill over because you have all this filled up. And it's almost like your mind's looking for a reason why you feel bad. And sometimes there's not an immediate answer. That sucks. Every thought that goes to your mind, just write it down. Stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
It's literally your mind's like giving you all the information. You just got to do something with it.
I'm not yawning about this.
You need one of these. That's what you need.
No. No, I'd be up all night if I had one of those.
Expressing yourself, dealing with your issues in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Boring.
I didn't yawn like that.
You do like an exaggerating one. You're not even like actually yawning. You're like, sorry, did you say something? Oh yeah.
My bad. Where were you talking
Sorry,
about?
I thought this podcast was gonna be entertaining. My bad. I thought we were making entertainment.
Jesus, I'm not that big of a dick. Sometimes.
I am.
Sometimes.
I am.
Sometimes.
Was completely focused.
Really?
Full expression.
Wow.
All of the negative energy I was feeling was coming out of my horn in this translated beautiful music. So I think that's
really cool.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
It's something that's really important to me, like your flow state. A lot of like gurus that try to scam you talk about it all the time, and they're like, if you pay for my $297 class, then I'm gonna teach you how to be in the flow state, and then you're gonna get a bunch of bitches and you're gonna be a billionaire as long as you pay me money. But like flow state to me is the most pure form of expression in whatever task you're doing. Bro, you could be a fucking accountant.
Agreed.
And express yourself so fully, have such meaningful interactions with your clients, and that just like it's being social, doing your job to the best of your abilities are all ways of expressing yourself. I think that's what a lot of people don't get.
I'm not entirely sure where this part of myself stems from, but I've had a lot of like intrusive thoughts for most of my life. And especially with my ADHD, like I mean, I say it all the time, but I at any given moment, I have about like 600 different thoughts.
Yeah, and you're trying to sift
going
through
on at any
and see what comes out.
Yeah, and that normally translates into how I express myself because I'm trying to pull, things from my brain down without pulling everything down that does not need to come down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of you in here, but you're trying to present yourself in the way that you want to be presented.
Yeah. And I think that's been a struggle for a long time. With those scenarios, that's the time where I can sit and choose what thoughts I pull down.
You have to consciously like sift through and like figure out what's going on in your head. But when you're doing like a task, you don't have time in the thought process to do it because you're in the middle of something.
Right, because 75 or 80% of my brain is focused on this task, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, like all of these thoughts that are going through, and they're just kind of passing by.
Yeah, and I
You
think
know,
you put
they're
on music.
popping in, they're popping
I think you
out.
put on music to kind of like put some more sensory input into your
Yeah.
brain, so that when it like wants to go off task, it's going to the music that you're listening to. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
this is a dope
yeah.
song. All right, cool. And then you're more in a good mood to do the task that you're currently doing.